The long-awaited Super Saiyan 2 EZAs are here, and man, are they busted. How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we have the reveal of the INT Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 Goku, along with the TEQ Majin Vegeta. Really exciting times because we've been waiting for these EZAs for quite some time. I mean, in fact, we anticipated these guys to EZA back when the INT Majin Vegeta released, and then again when we had the Majin Buu Saga Golden League. But nonetheless, we're here and we are excited. So we're going to take a look at what they're doing and kind of talk about what this means for the future of this celebration. So let's hop on over to Minato's page here. Shout out to him for putting out those translations, because Global Dokkan still, for some reason, will not send out the EZA details. They expect us to just see it when it releases. Man, if somebody didn't follow JP Twitter, they would be completely baffled by what's happening here. So, taking a look here at the INT Super Saiyan 2 Goku. So in Super Saiyan 2, he's now leading Otherworld Warriors and Super Saiyan 3 for a flat 170, as to be expected with the leader skills on these guys. They're just bumping them all up to 170 across the board. On his 12 key, he is raising attack and defense for 1 turn and causing immense damage. Nothing special there. On his passive, he's getting key 2 and attack and defense 150%, plus a high chance of evading enemies' attacks. That's 50% dodge, plus an additional defense boost up to 120%. The more HP remaining, the greater the defense boost, as well as a chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attacks, 20% as long as you're above 50%. So that, you know, you've got, as long as you're at above 50%, you've got 70% chance to dodge right there. He also gets an additional attack boost, 120%. The less HP remaining, the greater the attack boost, right? So the more you get hit, the great, you know, the higher his stats are going to be. That's actually kind of good for fights like Gogeta and Janemba, where you often find yourselves at low HP due to how hard he hits. He also has a chance of performing a critical hit 20% when HP is 50% or below. He changes random key spheres to rainbow key spheres when you have a Majin Buu Saga enemy or ally attacking in the same turn. He has a chance to perform a critical hit 50% with rainbow key sphere obtained, and attack and defense 120% when collecting 3 or more key spheres. So, all right, definitely liking what I'm seeing here. A 70% chance to evade to start, and Minato does make a note here that the attack and defense when collecting 30 with 3 orbs is when attacking, therefore it is multiplicative, right? So it's when collecting 3 or more when attacking. So that just means, you know, it's stronger than what the wording here suggests. That's all that means, because now, when he's transformed, we don't know the transformation condition yet, but hopefully it's changed to just a flat, I don't know, 3 turns or something. But it hopefully, these two had a really rough time getting their transformation, so hopefully they fix that. So on his 12 key, once transformed into Super Saiyan 3, he's greatly raising attack and defense for the turn, causing immense damage with a 70% chance to stun. He gets key 3 and attack and defense 200%, with a high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. He gets an additional defense boost by up to 150%. The more HP remaining, the greater defense boost, same as he had in base, with a chance to evade enemies' attack 30%. Okay, so 80% chance to dodge when in Super Saiyan 3. That's pretty good. He also gets an additional attack boost, 150%. 50. Okay, so same thing as before. Greater chance to greater damage when below 50%. Changes key spheres. So all it did is he just kind of buffed himself up. All right, so he keeps all the same stuff he had in Super Saiyan 2, but now just slightly higher, right, from 120 to 150. Nice. And then, of course, 80% chance dodge. He also has 70% crit with Rainbow key spheres obtained, so definitely no need on the crit build there. And then attack and defense 33% when collecting 3 or more key spheres, along with an additional. And again, this is when attacking, right? So that means it's a multiplicative boost, and then launches an additional super attack when collecting 6 or more key spheres, along with a guaranteed crit. So he looks pretty good. I can definitely see him with the attack boost, especially once you fall below 50%. He's going to be hitting pretty hard, although you probably don't want to risk getting below 50% because, of course, now you're losing out on defense and you're losing out on dodge. So, you know, it's kind of a big risk reward there that I'm seeing. I think he could be good even at the above 50% level. We'll have to see in game, but I mean, typically dodge units, the defenses aren't the greatest. That's just typically the trade-off with having dodge units. So it'll have to see how this shifts back and forth in game. Now, I did want to take a look here back at his transformation condition, because it's been a minute since I've looked, because I'm hoping they change it, but let's open this guy up here. So transformation condition, it's one of those that he just transforms automatically. One enemy HP 80% or less starting from the 3rd turn. Okay, so yeah, I remember his being a little bit easier to get than the Majin Vegetas. So hopefully they fix this, and it's just, I don't know, just like turn 3 or something. That might be wishful thinking, but hopefully. So let's take a look at the Majin Vegeta now. So when in his Super Saiyan 2 form, he's Super Saiyan 2 and Resurrected Warriors flat 170. He's also raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing him miss damage, so same as the Goku. Here he has Ki 2 and attack defense 150%. He reduces damage received by 30%, and an additional attack boost by up to 120%. With a great chance of launching an additional super attack when 50% or above. He also has an additional defense boost by up to 120%. The less HP remaining, the greater the defense boost, and guards all attacks when HP is 50% or below. So he's the reverse of Goku, basically. He changes the random type of key spheres to rainbow key spheres when there's a Majin Buu Saga enemy or ally attacking in the same turn. Reduces damage received by an additional 20% with a rainbow key sphere. Attack defense 120% when attacking with 3 or more key spheres. So he did fix it with the Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, the when attacking bit, and receives boost when conditions are met. Now, what is his conditions here? Not there. Okay, he starts as super class. That's right. So he's one of those units that starts as super class, and when he transforms, he becomes extreme. So facing one enemy 80% or more starting from the 3rd turn. Okay. All right. So with that in mind, let's take a look at him once transformed. So once transformed, again, now everything is getting buffed up a little bit. So his 12 key, greatly raising attack and defense for the turn with a great chance to stun. His passive gets Ki 3, attack and defense 200%, reduces damage received by 33%. Attack boost now up to 150%, and guaranteed additional attack when 50% or above, and an additional defense boost 150%. And guarding all attacks when HP is 50% or below. He changes random key spheres, same thing as before, and also gains an additional 33% with a rainbow key sphere. So 66% and guard. That's going to be pretty good defensively. But again, that assumes below 50%, and that's when you're going to need it, right? So, I mean, otherwise, it's just 66% damage reduction, which is still pretty good. He's got attack and defense 130% when attacking and effective against all types with 3 or more key spheres obtained. And then 66% when attacking and guards all attacks with... Yo! Okay. So the rainbow key... So, alright. 66% attack defense and guard with 6 or more key spheres. They fixed them. So this was the biggest beef with getting him before, was getting him like when he's transformed here, right, the effective against all types and the guard was 6 or more, because he didn't have any way to rainbow orb change, and there weren't too many rainbow orb changes that you could use around him he tended to suffer and not be able to get this last bit of his passive, but now he has Rainbow Orb Changing, which means like Kefla, it'll be a little bit easier to get that 6 orbs you need in order to see the max passive. Honestly, I mean, because I have a thing against dodge units, they tend to not work for me. I'm kind of liking Majin Vegeta more, right? Because getting his 6 orbs just guarantees that you're going to live whatever he's in front of. I don't know that he's necessarily going to be slot 1 in anything. We'd have to see what that defense looks like, especially because his greater defense boost is at the lower HP levels. But with guard and 66% damage reduction, I imagine he's not going to be having too many issues. I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing here. Out of the Majin Vegeta, he definitely seems like the better of the batch here. And actually, let's check. Let's see if it might be a bit early, but let's see. No, Halvard has not posted the defense calcs yet, so hopefully that'll be up soon, and we'll be able to check that out. So taking a look here, so I wanted to take a look here. So because these guys are the ones that are getting the EZA, they're both Majin Buu Saga, and they both share a commonality of Super Saiyan 2. This is leading to some disappointment on my end. Not in that I'm not happy about their reveal. I think these guys are great, and it's long overdue. But it means the fact that the main Dokkan Fest isn't getting an EZA to support, which, I mean, as we've seen through the Grand Tour, it's not necessary, but something getting like Super EZA Buhan would have been really, really helpful for the team. I know there aren't many options to EZA on the extreme side of things outside of STR Kid Buu, which is probably still far and away from happening, but it would have been nice to have like Dabura or AGL Buu Piccolo here get their sub EZAs or something, which is still possible in part 2, but it definitely would have been nice considering the main Dokkan Fest is an extreme. So that being said, I do think that means, given that Ultimate Gohan is going to be the Super EZA for this celebration, I do think that means we're probably not seeing an Extreme Class Part 2 LR. In fact, I think it's going to be something a lot of people don't expect. I know a lot. I'm starting to think, given that these two are the EZAs and they share the Super Saiyan 2 and Majin Buu Saga category, I think it's very high likelihood whatever we get is a 200% lead to Majin Buu Saga, which means I would almost guarantee that eliminates Vegito, because I doubt we're going to get a Super Vegito that leads Majin Buu Saga. That would be probably, not only would it be the second one that we get that does that, but it would also be it would be really bad for Vegito as a leader when you want to be running him with other Vegito and fusion type characters. So I honestly don't think that is going to happen, but it does open up some other possibilities of leaders, right? Especially under the Majin Buu Saga category or the Super Saiyan 2 category, especially when you consider that we did get this guy for a banner unit on Buhan's banner, and he doesn't fit Buhan's lead. He's not on any of Buhan's categories, right? That Buhan leads. So I'm pretty sure whatever we're getting is leading Majin Buu Saga or Potara. Potara would make sense if it ends up being Vegito, but if it ends up being Majin Buu Saga, I do think we could end up seeing somebody else like Gotenks or something. Who knows? But that would definitely help out the banner unit as well if we get somebody else who leads Majin Buu Saga. So anyways, guys, that is my thoughts on the two EZAs. Really excited. They should be dropping in 2 days. That's typically the release window between these, so we should see the data download, and we'll have the exact release time for them tomorrow. Ultimate Gohan's going to be EZAing in when is he going to EZA? Let's look at the schedule here. Events, cards, schedule. Here we go. All right. Yeah. Okay. So in 19 hours. So tomorrow, Ultimate Gohan will be releasing as well, which should be after the data download should be when we see the EZAs for these two guys as well. So guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what do you think of the two EZAs? Who do you think is better? of the two. I'm kind of leaning toward Majin Vegeta right now, just because I feel like Goku might end up being dodge or die, because that's typically how these dodge units work. But I can see him being incredibly powerful offensively. But we'll have to see them in game. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.